All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two powerhouse institutions of Black Power, history, culture, energy, your frequency, your spirituality. You already know what it is. When you come over here, you should subscribe immediately. Subscribe immediately. Don't waste no time in doing that. Like the video right now, because you already know it's going to be fire. Memberships are available for both YouTube pages. All you have to do is go in the chat. It's right there. All you have to do is click it. Boom. And it's a video introduction rundown on the memberships. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. You feel me? Get that extracurricular work. Most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence right here at the Sarasun Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com, online marketplace. Official General Sarasun Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for you, family. I know you're going to like it and love it. Get over there. Check out that catalog. Get that discount. Shop and save. Save and shop. Pull the fire alarm. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. We talking about over 2,500 videos, over 40 different subjects. All the subjects that you know and love from the general. We talking about videos on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building. We got it all for your family. We got When Egypt Ruled or Earth, Too Raw for You Too, the Global Kushite Empire, Old Mecca, Voyages of the Nile, in Ancient America, the Making of the White Man, the Black Woman is God, Black Illuminati, from Naga to Nigga, African Origins of the Hindu Kush, Hip Hop Exposed. We got a Freemasonry Exposed, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, all the isms, the Gnostic, the alchemy, the occult. We got it all, family. I want you to get on over there, become a member today. There's no other website nowhere on the planet that could compare or compete. Become a member today. And everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon, dropping nuclear bombs on Patreon. I want you to get over there. We got that fire over there, hip-hop ancestry, the Black American DNA of breakdancing, fire. Africa, Body Mind, Bambada, another tether, still in Black American hip-hop legacies, is over there waiting on you. Go get it, family. How the righteous Black God Osiris became the Serapis Jesus. Also, the 5 shocking facts that prove the Olmecs were a colony from ancient Egypt. We got over 500 exclusive live streams you have not seen no other place other than Patreon. If you're not ready for that kind of work, I don't know what's wrong with you. Get over there, become a patron today, and all the family that donate to the general, I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the hard working general. The link is right there on the screen. It's in the chat. It's in the video description. Click it, donate. I thank you, and I appreciate you, and I thank you again. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will bang your ass. Nah, we got to talk about this. I know you niggas, we putting these Bible thumpers, and you know what I'm saying. We putting their ass, we putting them in the guillotine. We putting them in the headlock. We getting, we lining them up. We exposing certain aspects of the Bible that nobody want to talk about. Yeah, we go with and deal with things nobody want to talk about. And one of the very most important and most, crazy facts that a lot of people leave out when they talk about this, when they talk about Moses. Yeah. They say, is the general really live? What you think, nigga? I'm live. What you talking about, man? I'm looking right at you. You got some smoke, Mr. Solomon? You coming over here? Come on, Mr. King Solomon. You got smoke. Come on with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just bullshitting. You might be family. You might be coming over here to get the wisdom. No matter what it is, Seti Live is lit and I'm live, family. Most definitely. Why did Moses exterminate his own wife's people? That's crazy. A lot of people don't know this and shit, don't know this about Moses. But Moses was, that Moses had a hell of a rap sheet. Moses had a hell of a rap sheet. He was a career murderer. Nobody want to talk about that. I mean, he started with the Egyptian soldier. He murdered Pharaoh's soldier in Egypt, had to flee. And then, he knocked off, a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He knocked off his own people. And this just show you. You cannot show, kindness. You show kindness to a motherfucker, he not going to return the kindness. And the crazy thing about it, when Moses, I know you're out there. Yeah, I just know that's King. I know it was King Solomon. I know he just family. I thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought you was coming to pick on me and shit. That's what it was. But I know you're here to get the wisdom and knowledge, and so that's cool. Anything, but if anybody got some questions, we throw a few in there if we can, and we'll move on. But let's deal with the topic of why did Moses exterminate his own wife's people, and his wife was from the land of Midian. Was the land of Midian. Now, what is the land of Midian? The land of Midian is the area right next to Egypt. If you're going into the Sinai Peninsula, right on the other side of the Sinai Peninsula would have been Midian. And when Moses killed Pharaoh's soldier, he had to take off. He had to flee. He had to run into Midian. And so he stayed there for damn near 40 years. He stayed there for 40 years. He married the daughter of the high priest of Midian, Jethro. His name was Jethro. And Jethro took Moses in. Well, what a mistake, man. What a mistake. I mean, you read and somebody always taking him in. Pharaoh's daughter took him in, raised him up, gave him an education, gave him the luxury of being in the elite class of the Egyptian hierarchy. You feel me? Being in the hierarchy and for some reason he come to understand that he's an Israelite. Nobody say how he come to know that. He was 40 years old. He been looking at these raggedy motherfuckers for 40 years. He ain't never said, this my brother or this my sister. But after 40 years, somehow he realized that these was his people. Nobody in the book never says, how did he know or come to know that these was his people. But somehow he come to know that he was an Israelite, and he seen one of Pharaoh's soldiers whooping one of the Israelites, and he killed the Pharaoh's soldier, hit him in the sand, and so, that's very clear that Moses was a murderer, he was a murderer. And because Pharaoh knew and they had found out that Moses had killed, and I believe his own so-called Israelite brothers told on him. You see, and he fled into the desert. You see, he fled into the desert and he stayed in the land of Midian. Matter of fact, let me see if I can get this map up here. Now, actually, the line of Abraham, but they were Cushites. They were Cushites. You see, they were always, but the actual bloodline of the Midianites, Cushite, they was Cushites because Moses marries Zipporah, and that was the daughter of the high priest of Midian, Zipporah. But she in Numbers, she was identified as a Cushite, and Miriam, Moses' sister, and his brother Aaron, both of them ridiculed Zipporah, and God cursed the shit out of Miriam. He didn't curse Aaron. I didn't understand that, but that just show you how God is a sexist. God is a sexist because both Aaron and Miriam ridiculed Zipporah, and God only cursed Miriam. Put a curse on her ass, gave her leprosy and shit, and Moses had to beg God to forgive her, But he didn't curse Aaron. He didn't curse Aaron. So God is old sexist ass God. Curse the woman, but don't curse the man. You see? And so, but the Midianites were of the bloodline of Abraham. They were of the bloodline of Abraham, but they don't tell y'all about that. There is also, again, for all the family out there, this is fable. This is not to be, this is fable. And African people have fables now. This is not for you to get caught up and get into no, this is fables. And I tell you this, these are parables, but the one thing about it is that a lot of the geography that is identified in the Bible in reference to African people is actual fact. And that's why there's so much editing going on in it, because they didn't realize that they gave up too much in a lot of these earlier versions. You see, but so Moses flees into Midian and he marries Zipporah, the daughter of the high priest of Midian, Jethro, and God also talks to Moses for the first time in Midian. That's where he talks to him at. The burning bush up on the mountain, that's in Midian. So for the first verse is Exodus. Let me see what the burning bush. Yeah, Exodus 3:1. And it says Exodus 3:1 if you need it, but it says, now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. You see, and this is where, for the first time he talked to God. So, this is crazy that, he's having all of these revelations, and he marries the wife of the priest of Jethro. And so, of course, he's giving him, if he's a priest now, Jethro is one of the first individuals in the whole Bible to be identified as a priest. You got to realize the Israelites don't have no priest right now. Jethro is a priest. They don't have no priest yet. Aaron has not been ordained a priest. He has not been at this time when Moses fled into Midian. Aaron, his brother, had not been identified as a priest. So they don't have no priest at this time. So when you looking for the first two individuals in the Bible to be identified as priests, the first is Melchizedek and the second is Jethro. The first two Hamitic Cushite priests, you see, and Melchizedek is the high priest, you see. And so, so that we could be clear on that. So here it is that Moses is, taken in by the Midianites. Of course he's been educated too, because Jethro had given Moses a lot of, he followed the Israelites, Jethro, out into the desert. He went with Moses, and he gave a lot of knowledge in politics, and how to rule and shit, as far as a nation and things of that nature. So he was a very profound counselor to Moses. And so this is showing you how the Midianites took care of Moses, took care of him. And you got to understand, he didn't have 2 sons by this woman. He had 2 sons by this woman. Those are the only 2 sons that he had. Those are the only 2 sons that he had. And in saying all that, God, in whatever reason, say that the Midianites were idolatrous. And so he commanded Moses to exterminate the Midianites. This is a crazy ass book. And so why I use it, because number one, it documents the exterminations. I don't know why people, when they look and they see peoples in these lands today, you feel me? They see peoples they see peoples in these lands today. And they wonder, are they the original people? And y'all motherfuckers act like y'all don't read all of the exterminations that have taken place in the Bible in reference to our people. That's the number one thing that no other book really documents outside of the Bible. You see? I don't use it, just for spirituality or nothing like that. I use it for documentation of extermination of our people in these lands, that they were the original peoples. And the Bible clearly states that they were the original peoples of the land. And so many of the African tribes and nations were scandalized in order to exterminate them, and to seize the land. You feel me? So here it is. And so now, as we clearly have documented that Moses, had benefited how God did this, how God commanded Moses to exterminate the nation of his own wife. I mean, goddamn. What the fuck? Of his own wife, his own sons. They would have Midianites. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm quite sure that a lot of their family was, in that explanation. But let me bring this up for you. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now, I believe this right here. This is probably Exodus. This is Exodus 31, and it says, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, his wife's people, his sons, his own children, they family, and the Midianites. You feel me? And avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe, 1,000. Throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to war. So 1,000 from each tribe. So they would deliver. So they were delivered out of the thousands of Israel, 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, you see, to war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites. You see, they warred against the Midianites. The people of his wife, his wife's own people, his son's own people, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males, slew them all, and they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem and Zur, Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle and of all their flocks and of all their goods. So this is how these motherfuckers get down. This is God. This is Moses. You see, and I could imagine his wife and his sons looking at him as he do this to their family and shit, this, that, and the third. This is this is an unholy motherfucker. Moses is, see, people got to crack this shit open. Moses is like a motherfucking Hitler, Moses is like Hitler in the Bible. They started exterminating motherfuckers long before they got into Canaan. They started under Moses. They started to, commit genocide and shit, and to exterminate whole nations. And motherfucker got enough nerve to talk about Adolf Hitler and goddamn Leopold II and all these motherfuckers. What about Moses? What about Joshua and all these motherfuckers? Hezekiah and all these motherfuckers, who committed genocide and shit and practiced slavery and all type of sexual deviations and shit. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. Listen to me. Let's go down to the last one. And 13, and it says, and Moses and Eleazar, the priest, and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said to them, have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, this caused the children of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor, and they were plagued among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore kill every man among the little ones. Goddamn, this shit crazy. Do y'all hear this shit? Do y'all hear that shit? Say, now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that have known man by lying with him. But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves. This good Moses. Now, this is the Lord God that you love. And say, we should honor, and this is why you have to keep the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The documentation of the genocide, the ruthlessness of God, and all the land that has been seized from you. You feel me? And documented in this book. This is very necessary that you keep this book. Because they're not lying about them genocides. They tell you all the God came down. See, they need a justification of the genocide. So they continue to talk to you about God said and God. This God is only the justification of, the genocide. Well, God commanded us to do this. You see, other than that, they just be flat out just ruthless ass murderers, but that which they are. But they use God as the justification because God commanded them to commit such heinous acts. And so, how in the hell you kill the young boys, the little ones and shit, or all males? I say, God damn, y'all, how ruthless can you be? How goddamn ruthless can you be? And so, yeah, this is your Moses. This is your Moses, and Joshua went in and right in step with Moses when they went into Canaan. That's our land. That's our land today. You talking about Palestine and Israel. It belonged to African people. It belonged to black people. That's what the Bible say. And that God commanded Joshua, Hezekiah, and all the rest of them to commit genocide on the people and take their land. Okay. And when they took that land, that's where they get the term, where they get the language that they got. They ain't no goddamn Hebrew. That's our language. That's the Canaanite Phoenician language, which is a sister language to the Kemetic Egyptian and the Cushite. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So don't get it twisted. So ain't no Hebrew, and they've been lying and shit. That's why even when you go in the Bible and you start hearing the L aspect of it, see, I fuck them up because I know you ain't gonna play me. You're not gonna play me. Hold on, family. Yeah, this your good Lord. This your good Lord that done this to our people. So goddamn it, don't be going to sleep and talking about Lord, Lord. Would could you hear my prayer? Ain't gonna hear your goddamn prayer. The hell you gonna hear your prayer? And he commanded these people to exterminate you, commit genocide on you. You see, and so this is a fact that we must bring up, that Moses was a murderer. He was a murderer. He committed genocide. You see, if he was here today, how could you justify a man committing such heinous acts and then blaming it on God? I mean, imagine that man living today committing such heinous acts like that and then blaming it on God. There's no way he could get away with it. There's no way. You know what I'm saying? They would have to go in there and see that, just like Hitler. He's no different than a Hitler. He's no different than a Leopold or nothing on that level, or probably even worse. And then did it to his own wife's people. He's a heartless motherfucker. And then you got to turn around and what you expect her to say? And you done took the little girls and you didn't diss our people. You didn't let your soldiers and shit. I mean, what kind of shit is that, man? So I don't have no respect for no fucking Moses. Moses was a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit. And that's just the facts of the matter. You feel me? I want y'all to look over that, look over the genocide of the Midianites, look over where Moses went in there, and you hold their ass to the fire. And most definitely document the genocides. You must document the genocides and how they stole the land. And just like you document how they done took our land over here, you got to continue to die. The land is yours. You have the birthright to those lands, and either you relinquish your right or you seize your rights. You see, and reclaim the land. This is General Seti saying, "Hey, If you're on here right now, hit the subscribe button. Don't you dare get up off of here without hitting that subscribe button. Don't dare get up off of here without liking it, and share this video. Take it to your page and share it so your family over there can get a hold to it, your friends, and let them, and let them talk about the information. You see, at the bare minimum. This is General Sarasun Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.